Hey guys, welcome back to the U-Spray podcast with Toddy and Mitch. Today we are going to lead off talking about the QuickShots, and we've had a number of people reach out to us. We always get phone calls about it, people bringing their machines. Obviously, most of you are aware that Toddy started out as a service tech and ran all the Dulux spray centres in Queensland and was instrumental in getting them off the ground. But what we want to just talk about in general, give people some tips and advice. Now, I'm going to lead off with people ask me, what do I think about the QuickShot? To me, it's good marketing for one. I'll give them that. But for me, look, I get the point that it's handy to be able to put a couple of litres of paint in there, or a litre paint, I should say, and run around and do cornices and stuff like that. I totally get that. Internals, some may spray windows, fence, and whatever. Now, to me, I could also get a small machine out and do the exact same thing. Now, first people say, yeah, but you got your cords going through your house and everything like that. Well, you have the same thing when you're spraying out a whole house. The cord runs through the house, whether it's an empty repaint or a full. I think that people are programmed, it's convenient to just put that in. But see, I would argue with that, where I would rather just drop a small machine into a 15-litre drum ceiling flat, go around, do all the ceilings, cornices, then I'd probably even put some low sheen in it, do all the internals. I'd probably tape up and do the windows, even if it's a repaint with a bit of external, furniture in there, because I'd cover that up, keep the overspray to a minimal, and yeah, that's how I would do it. And not to say I didn't have a QuickShot, I did, but majority of the time I would go to a small machine unless I was using only a litre of paint. It might be just one door or something like that, because you've still got to fill it up. You've still got to clean it. And yeah, to do the ceilings in a house, depending how big the house is, you're probably going to fill that up, I don't know, 4-5 times to run around the corner. Depends how big they are and everything. So, don't hold that against me. I can see everyone going, oh, no way I use that much. But anyway, that's my take on it. And for, $1,700, you're halfway to a new small machine that not only just serves you for doing that, serves you for doing houses and everything else. So yeah, if you're trying to be economical, what you need, you can have a small machine and it does all that. But I get why people like to use it, but it is half the price of a small machine. So that's something to always consider. But as I always say, each to their own. If it makes you money in your business and you like using them, then go for it, because it's your business and you're the painter, and how you do things is going to be different to how I do things, how Toddy does things, how other people do it. As long as you're making money and it's money well spent, then go for it. But what I want to dive into and get Toddy's expertise on it is, bro, you've seen a lot of them come into the shop. Yeah, a lot of them under warranty, right? And Pairs, tell us a bit about the warranties that you've seen over your time, your thoughts on why they're occurring, and do you see them getting any better, first and foremost?
So first of all, I actually rate the QuickShot. So I'm a little bit, maybe I have a little bit of a different opinion on that to some degree, but I do agree that I think they're a bit small for most jobs. The ironic thing is you would buy it to use uh, for those small jobs, which come up, periodically. But the problem is the guys that use them the most, guys who use them regularly, tend to get the most life out of them. And the reason for that is you've seen it a lot in your ultra mechs and ultra handhelds. Their piston system, they have like a rubber seal that sits around the piston. And guys use it, works great. They love it. First time they use it, chuck it in the garage or the shed or whatever, and then 4 or 5 months later, want to use it again. They'll go grab it, doesn't work. The amount of times of people come and say, "I've used 1 liter of paint in this," and it's buggered. It's true, it is. So what happens is those seals actually get stuck to the pistons, and when they pull the trigger, it rips them out. And you'll see it as soon as you open it up. You can see the pistons ripped it out. There's just a bit of paint in there, and then you're out $500. Or for a long time there, Graco were doing great by offering Goodwill pumps replacements for them. Now the unfortunate thing is that's the same one they put into the QuickShot. They've updated them to the Tri-X2 or whatever it is, but which there's evidence they do last a bit longer. But yeah, so I mean, the unfortunate thing is the amount of guys that come to me about the QuickShot. It's usually because they're having issues. It's just a scenario where it's like, bro, like, no, I don't want to do it. Why? Because I just know it's either going to be the pumps buggered or the solenoid's gone. It's that common, and it's like I'm gonna have to charge you for that. And I know you've probably only used it 1 or 2 times or a few times, and I don't want to be the guy that has to charge that, because not only that, but it's like I'll replace it, works fine. Then you'll have the same habit, use it once or twice in a 6 month period, and you'll be back here, and I'm the grab anyways.
So what do you think causes the pump or the solenoid to go with just sitting
I
there?
still think the pump, because the metal piston and the seal just sits there, and so if they just stick it away, the guys that use it regularly, it never gets seized, and so those guys tend to last a lot. The solenoid, I don't know. It's new technology. Nothing comes out. The first batch always has, or the first technology, first series always has problems. But even from the very start, even the first one that I had, when I was at Dulux, the demo machines, we went through a fair few of them because the solenoids they work great, but it's just the electronics, that's just what happens. And so they've obviously released the PowerShot since then. I've only seen a few of those recently, but I haven't really had any issues with that. So they might have addressed that and fixed it. I don't know, but yeah, that tends to be a drama. So when guys ask me, "What do you reckon? Should I buy a QuickShot?" My general advice is, if you can make the money back in the first job, it's worth it. But if you can't, then I wouldn't bother, because realistically, you're going to pull it out, and to your point, so many guys that buy a QuickShot and use it for everything. It's like, bro, like filling that pot up all the time would be so annoying. But again, to each their own. But like, I can think of, if you've got one enamel job to do, great. If you've got heaps of colors to do, swapping colors is pretty quick on those things. I do like it for doors and trim, or trim more specifically, because you're not fighting with the hose. You have less dramas grabbing the hose and pulling it against stuff. Anywhere you got high access, if I have to climb up a ladder 2 or 3 times to, touch up a gutter or something, great for that. Small ensuite. But my general advice would be, bro, if you think you can make money on this job with it to pay it off, it's worth it. Because then you're not out of pocket. But the amount of times guys buy it, spend $2,000 or 17 or $1,500, whatever it is now, and use it, love it. It's awesome. Like, it's really good. And then, but then put it in the shed, come back a month later, 2 months later, and it's buggered. It's like, other than to say that's what happens. It's
like how many warranty claims on average would you see at Dulux?
Bro, I mentioned the other one where I remember the tech at Roseberry. He used to joke about how he'd be able to start his business and run a business strictly on warranty, because it's that many warranties that claims they have there, and there's heaps. Like, we used to have heaps of quick shots or ultra handhelds. A dozen a week sometimes, like just heaps. And then there's a scenario there where anybody that's buys Gracos have this weird scenario where you buy a new machine and the fan falls off. Anyone that's a tech is familiar with that, and it's hilarious because I remember I used to get up to guys at the techs, like, bro, are you guys sending this back for warranty? And they're like, no, it takes 5 minutes. Like, I get it, but it's like if we don't book it back to Greco, they'll never fix it because to them, there's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you got to sting them every time,
Mm.
and because it's extremely common. You've seen it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. What's that sound?
sounds like an
Yeah,
eagle's,
yeah,
a falcon's coming. So that's a big one. Circuit boards. I don't know if it's because it's 240 volt here or whatever, but especially the farther away from the city you get, you tend to have circuit boards are a common one. That's
yeah,
one of the reasons why we just did what we did and got rid of all the bells and whistles because we just feel like the more circuitry you have, the more prone it is to overloading and blow the circuit
yeah,
board. So not to say that technology is not great, like it is, but it's just for us, guys just want a machine, spray paint on the wall,
mm.
not worry about having dramas, and for us, it's from a circuitry point of view, you just got to look at a couple things,
Mm.
for diagnosing it's really quick, and then for us, it's just a matter of like just
Yeah,
go. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I rate them. I just a liter at a time. If you got 10 liters to do, I'm with you. Why not just drop it a 10-liter drum? It's actually quite annoying. Try to try to fill a QuickShot pot up 10 times without making a mess.
yep.
Now you got to clean it up.
And what about guys that we hear from that struggle with tips and using the wrong tips, where they can't get them to spray well enough?
Man, I can't speak for the US because I was not that spray savvy when I was there, and you get the feeling that they're a bit more savvy over there. But here, man, the amount of people that use the wrong tip, the wrong filter, because they see stuff on social media
Mm.
is just wild to me, man. Like
Mm.
guys that use 10,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 to spray cornice is just wild. And it's like, one, it just won't work. It won't work. Well, they do it. It's because they put a really small filter in it to filter out all the stuff. And it's like, it doesn't do anything other than ruin filters, ruin the quality of the paint because you're filtering out all the good stuff. I get, it's more controllable, less overspray, whatever. But it's just like all that can be avoided. And, typically when you see guys, you go to a job, they used to laugh all the time when I was at Wagner. You'd go on these road trips with like the Tobin's rep or the Dulux rep or the water rep. And they're always like, see that house? The house is painted by a Dulux. Look at it's fading. Or the house is painted by water, it's fading. And it's like, bro, it's not the paint. Dulux, Waddle, Tobin's, they've been here for 100 years. Like, their paint's good. It's like, it's not the problem. The problem is someone hasn't educated these guys to apply the paint on thick enough to protect it from the sun or from the salt from the ocean or whatever.
Yep.
And that all comes down to tip selection. And it grinds my gears, man. You got guys using, got my 310 and I'm spraying weatherboards.
Yeah.
It's like, looks amazing, looks fucking great. But it's like, dude, that will fade.
Yeah.
And the poor customer you're dealing with is going to blame you. And then you're going to blame Dulux or blame Tobin's or blame Waddle or wherever the hell you're buying your paint from.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it's the painter's fault.
Yep.
There's no points for negligence. And unfortunately, just because they do it on social media behind the camera in the studio doesn't mean it works.
Well, in the QuickShot specifically, only goes up to what, 2,000?
I don't know what the max is, but I remember. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
we'll
So
say
low pressure tips.
so it won't blow. They won't use a blue tip. A lot of guys try it, but won't use a blue tip. So, but yeah, it's just funny, man. There seems to be no effort to educate people on this. The paint shops obviously don't want you to know because they sell way more paint because of negligence. The spray companies don't want you to know because you blow out tips using ceiling flat. You're buying more tips all the time, and it's just like and then So it's just a wild one, man.
Well, it's much easier to blame the painter too.
Bro, and the thing is they
You stuff. you know what we're talking about the last episode about blame kids, bad painter.
Bro, bro. But the thing is, there's no points for negligence. So the reality is, it is the painter's fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's
exactly right.
if you put, you know, if you use a left-handed brush when you should use a right-handed brush, that's your fault.
Yeah. And that's why we think why we love doing our training and for the training to try to educate guys that, to make informed decision and go back and know what they're entitled to. Like we were just talking about this yesterday about the XTs on the market. Like we've had a couple traded in, and like obviously awesome machines. They just like every other machine. Yeah, they're quiet, but it's interesting to me. Better pump, better motor, extremely better, but we can't find anywhere else. And we'd love someone to show it to us, but everything that we've been searching for is 12 months warranty. But the old warranty was a lifetime warranty on the motor.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, which we get a lot of guys reach out to us about the motor, and they don't even know that there's a lifetime motor on the warranty. And people hate us for telling them that, but we are always going to do right by the painter, whether it's our gear or someone else's gear. And if you say it's a lifetime warranty, it's a lifetime warranty. So
we do have that scenario. It's a bit of a challenge sometimes because guys come in, Tony, want to buy a machine? Because they won't, it's out of warranty, and I'll quickly have a look because you can tell straight away. I was like, bro, it's still in the warranty. They're like, no, they told me I can't. I was like, bro, print off this document, take this back to them, and they have to do it, and they go back and they get it fixed.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is just the reality of the benefit of going back to the OG. There's money to be made in the ignorance of painters, and it's like. There's nothing I can do. Actually, I had one the other day. This guy come in.
Just to be clear, I didn't say that.
Yeah, he didn't.
That was a general manager for a large
spray company
in Australia.
But we had one the other day. This painter come in. He found me for, I've known him for years, and it just, once you leave, everyone just tries to stop them from coming and finding me. But they find them. They find me. But he bought this new Wagner 4.23 or whatever it's called, or 2.1 or whatever it's called now. He's like, or his brother did. He's like, he goes, yeah, I had one and it died. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I took it to the service center and they said paint got in the circuit board. And I was like, I don't even know, but I've
water in the circuit board.
But I was like, I don't even think if it's anything like the old ones, I don't think it's possible to get paint in the circuit board, unless. If there was paint in the circuit board, then that's probably, user error. Like a painter would have to do something to make that happen. But it's just weird. He bought it.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, but
yeah. But it was a month old, no warranty.
Yeah.
And it's just like so you've voided your warranty because the service center said that. I was like, bro, bring it in. I'll have a look. It's already been sorted out. It's like, but that just goes back to the whole thing, like. These companies, man, they just bank on the good nature of great people, and they just go, you win some, you lose some, drop it on the chin, and just keep going. And it's like, that's why we love small business, because you're the guys that just freaking knuckle down and keep going.
Yeah.
And it's like, all these businesses are thriving on people that just have this no-quit attitude, because if the painters do not, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah.
These paint companies, they need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a small business that just, make what they say, when the tide rises, all ships rise.
Yeah.
It's like,
rising tides lifts all ships.
Bro, all ships rise. And it's the painters, bro. It's not the freaking paint shops.
Yeah.
As much as I love the paint shops, it's not the paint shops.
Bro, what about the scenario that we had this week where you got a phone call from, I'm going to let you tell the story, but this guy has been going to this company for all his spray guns and accessories for years, right? And this guy has been his rep for years. Please tell us the story.
What story?
The story about the guy that went to get a machine and he said, you'll have to go to Philrow to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Sorry, guys, a bit slow on the uptake
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
morning. Toddy needs another coffee.
A customer of mine is so funny. Oh, and I met him years and years and years ago, back when me and Phil Kendrick were tag team. Back in I was a Wagner and he was a Dulux. And it was all mention his name, but he come in the other day and he goes, I want to buy one of your machines. I was like, great, bro. What's He's like, yeah, I've typically been a different brand. I'm not gonna mention that either because Anyways, he goes. I rang someone that I've known for years. He used to work, used to be my rep and used to be this and blah blah blah. I rang him, and I said, "Hey, I want to buy, I want to buy XT 495." Oh, well, that kind of gives it away, I guess. Anyways, he goes, "Ah, sorry, I'm the general manager now. I can't actually sell it to you direct. So you got to go buy it from
Sure.
Phil Rowe, or go talk to someone from Phil Rowe. Tell me who you talk to, and I'll get him to do you a good deal." And he's like, "I'm not doing that." So he come in, and yeah, he's picking the machine up today, which is hilarious. And it was just funny to me because it was just like, bro, the farther up. Here's the thing: the farther up the ladder you go, because the painters are at the bottom of the ladder for some reason. The farther up your ladder you go, the farther from reality you get.
Yeah.
And it's just like the less service, it's not my job, it's not my job, it's not my job.
Yeah.
And it's like this particular scenario is definitely a job. But it's like he goes, he's the managing director now. He can't help me. And it's like that's just sad, bro. It's like, people get ahead, people make steps in corporate by their customer service. You become a weapon because people love you. And it's like people sometimes they just lose focus and it's like, no, I just can't. I can't help you. So it's like instead of going like, let me call someone to help you out. I can't help you. You call them. You do all the work.
Yeah, yeah.
Come to me,
Yeah.
and I'll be the
Yeah.
legend that secures
Yeah,
the deal
yeah.
for it. It's like, nah.
You're beneath me now.
Yeah.
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 And
By
people
the
don't
way.
understand that painters pay the bills.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a wild scenario because it's just like
Yeah.
it's not in my nature. To me, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can you help me? No, you go help yourself, and then I'll get the deal across the line for you. It's like,
And then if there's a way that a customer for life walks out the door, then
bro,
that's one way to do it.
that's why you always got to be legends because someday, this person was dead set, life loyalist,
Yeah.
and it's like, is there something like that? It's like, oh,
Yeah. But that's another story as well too, bro, that it's like the painter's the brand, not
bro,
not them. Like it's like you want me to support you, but you don't want to support and do the right thing by me. You know, you can put your machine where the sun don't shine, and I'm going to go somewhere else. Like in that, and what I love about that is, the arrogance and ego of some of the other companies out there drives customers to us, which keep up the good work, fellas.
it's crazy too, bro, because it's just like it's such a wild scenario, and the crazy thing is this painter still speaks highly of this person, which is great,
Yeah,
but it's like it just keeps going to this like oh he's the big shot now, he's too busy, like
yeah,
that's he gets a pass, that's acceptable, and I'm just like, no, bro, that's not how this works. Like if
yeah,
they're once a dog, always a dog.
yeah,
But it's like, yeah, if someone, we've had plenty of scenarios where we've fell short for whatever reason. We were busy or
yeah,
this, and it's
yeah.
like you missed out, and it's like that's my fault. It's not the paint shop's fault. It's not this guy's fault.
What, what people forget, bro, is like where they come from and where they started. You know what I mean? It's like, and people have a short memory. This rep or whatever. I'm sure there was a stage in his career where he couldn't sell anything. He couldn't do anything. And he's ringing people up saying, help me out. I'm trying to make budget. I'm trying to do this. Someone probably bought a machine off him or something, didn't need it, and they did it budget, right? Help him out, help him make money. But then, someone rings him for something. It's like, no, I've moved up. And, you know, I've seen that over the years with a lot of employees as well is, you know, they're very quick to forget things. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I need time off because of this, or, you know, do you mind giving me like an advance on my annual leave or something like that to help them out? I've seen it over the years. Or do you mind if I leave work early to go pick up kids, or in the morning, or make up the hours? And you're like, yeah, I can help you out. Or they've got stuff going on at home, helping them out. I remember there's been people over the years that I've bought cars for them to pay me back, and I've been burnt a lot too. You know, I always try to see the good in people, and I'm a rescuer somewhat. I try to help people even if they don't want to be helped, and but then, you know, then it's all forgotten, and then someone will say, you know, I'm leaving, or you know, I've got this offer, or I want this and that, and it's like, yeah, everything's forgotten. And I look at it, it's always a two-way street. You know, I'm so appreciative over the years, like employees that have worked for me. Obviously, they are so important to the business, regardless of what I do, because, you know, they're the ones that are doing the work. They're the ones that, you know, are generating the money and everything like that. But it's a two-way street. It's got to complement each other. You can't have it. It can't be all my way. It can't be all their way. And I think that's getting worse.
Yeah.
You know, compared to what it was. It's like, you know, I turn up to work, so you owe me this. It's like, yeah, right, okay. But what about when you turned up late and you're still here? Oh, that doesn't matter. But I turn up now and I want more money. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. That's you know, and I'm sure a lot of business owners can relate
Yeah.
to that. You know, it's yeah.
It reminds me of that I was telling you about this the other day. I saw this video. It's from some movie. I don't even know what the movie's from, but this marketing girl was having a voice about not being appreciated in this big firm, and the owner of the big shop's like, dude, that's what the money's for. You know, there's like 1,000 other people that could have hired.
Yeah,
You know, you got this awesome opportunity,
yeah,
and the money reflects my appreciation for you.
yeah,
And it's like no one thinks that. Everyone's just like,
yeah, yeah,
bro, I'm the best. You owe me more and more and more and more. It's like you signed a contract, I signed a contract.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
both here. Like, what the
yeah,
hell? It's just this weird like
yeah,
culture. I
yeah.
don't understand it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's like, I actually think the money doesn't mean that much either. I feel like it's more, you know, it's just, I feel like a lot of the time it's just a whinge and entitlement, to be honest, where it's like, you know, give me this. Like, I remember talking to a painter the other day. He's like, his apprentice has been with him for 6 months. Said, "Hey, I've been here for 6 months. Obviously, I work, you know, pretty hard in that. Like, I'm interested in getting a fuel card and a car." Oh, yeah. Like, and just, mate, like 15, 20 years ago, I would have got sacked on the spot. Like, we were doing something, but I wouldn't have asked it. But it's just those kind of things, the nerve to ask for something like that. But that's the,
But like, they're not like, you know, there's a difference between, you know, offering something in exchange for something.
yeah,
You know, you know, I'm a weapon at this. I'm gonna let's do it. I want to do a deal with you. I'll
yeah,
do these houses in
yeah,
25% less the time,
yeah,
but I want something in return. And it's like that's a good conversation. But it's
yeah,
just this thing like I'm now a 6 month apprentice, therefore I want a car.
yeah,
And it's just like they feel like they deserve it. It's just
yeah.
like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. But it's like everything. You need to have leverage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you work your ring out and you bring so much to the table and you're such a good worker, you lead from the front, you're always on time, you do all the little things, and you come to your boss and say, I deserve, you know, this because of these reasons, the boss has something to weigh up. If you go, what does that look like? If you stay this much, what does that look like? And that's what if you're a good employee, that's how you become valuable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By doing that.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing for business owners about, what you're charging. Your hourly rate, like, what is your worth? What should your hourly rate be? And I think your hourly rate is what people are willing
People
to
will pay
pay.
you.
Yeah, what people are willing to pay you, and they're not willing to pay you, then your service isn't good enough
Yeah.
as you think it is, and you don't have enough, leverage that you've built. So yeah,
Here's a tip for everyone. If you think you're worth a lot,
yeah,
just tell your boss that you're looking at leaving.
yeah,
And his reaction will determine. If he's like, right, I'll have fun, see you later, you're not
yeah,
worth very much.
yeah, yeah,
Every time I leave a job, it's like, what can we do to keep you?
yeah, yeah,
And it's like,
yeah,
that's the difference between a great
yeah,
salesperson, a great asset to the business versus just a number. And
yeah,
it's everyone's a number to some degree, but it's like a
yeah,
good manager knows if you're valuable or not. And
yeah,
you see it all the time. Like guys, me and Josh used to have this chat when I was at Dulux. Or this thing he used to call it the luxury lagoon of Dulux because there's a lot of value that comes from working for Dulux. The brand does a lot of work for you, which is the way it is. It's fine, great, whatever. But it's like you get these guys that like they hit budget one year and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm the king ding. Then they like, someone will offer an opportunity. They'll try to leverage it, and then they'll just leave. So there's two things to learn from that. One is they always try to come back because they're like, oh shit, this is actually going to work now, which is wild. But the crazy thing is, it's like if you're fortunate enough to where they're actually going to let you come back, don't leave, bro, because they just showed you their cards where it's like,
yeah,
there's some places where it's like anyone's better than nothing, but it's like if they let you walk, you're not that valuable to them.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like there's definitely people out there that they will try not to let you walk. But it's like, and then if you're humble enough, you can go, right now, this is an opportunity for me to become, I remember we talked about this before when I was at freaking Wagner, and my old boss was like, Toddy, you gotta stop servicing your customers so much because you're gonna make it so hard for the next person after you. And it's like, that's what you want. That's what we don't want to give you we don't want you to have all this leverage, Toddy. Like that's what they're saying, and it's like, but that's what it's all about. If you're like, every self-help book is like, you just want more money, you work on yourself.
Yep.
And it's like, because there's only one of you, and if no one's like you, then you become more valuable. And it's
Exactly right.
that's just the way it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I'm the brand, not this guy. As much as I love it.
yeah. And then finishing off, bro, like, as people know, we enjoy the NFL.
Oh no.
Yeah, we had to bring it up. Toddy's a big Jacksonville Jaguars guy, and I'm a big Seattle Seahawks fan. Unfortunately, Jags are out, but had a good season. Things are looking on the up with a new coach, boss.
For those in America, he's saying Jaguar.
Oh yeah,
Just FYI.
Jaguar. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They got some positivity coming for the next few years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Coach Cohen's a man.
Yeah. And now you're out. You become a Seahawks fan on the way in. Do you reckon they can get it done?
The video you sent this morning got me pumped up.
Yeah. It got me pumped. Got me pumped too.
But they're
Rams in the NFC Championship game. See how that goes.
I reckon whoever wins.
Yeah. They're probably two of the best teams in the NFL, I reckon, over this season. But yeah. And just to finish, bro, I've been teaching I love my dad jokes, and I've been teaching my daughters, a couple of jokes, and I want to let everyone know the joke that I taught them. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Knock knock.
Who's that?
Nobody.
Nobody who.
Anyway, guys, that is another episode of the U Spray podcast in the books. And as always, keep spraying.